Rolling.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. This is our final episode of the 2021 season, our second season of the Catch the Sky podcast, so we appreciate your continued listenership. With me this evening is the fabulous Dick Francisco.
I love season enders. You know, they're supposed to wrap things up, create a little closure, but for some reason, they always leave a little mystery in the air, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So on this evening's episode, we will be looking ahead to what 2022 is going to be bringing for us, both personally and on the show. And we'll see if we can shed any light on some of that mystery that you're talking about.
I like a good mystery. I really do. I think that's a female thing, isn't it? We love murder mysteries and crime podcasts for some reason. Wonder what that is. I guess we'll cover that in 2022, right?
Right. When we take a turn into the true crime sector.
It's about time we sell out. So, elephant in the room. It's just you and I again. It's a nice room, but elephant, or lack thereof, an elephant in the room.
Yeah, so recording from the Dick Francisco studio here on, what is it, December 7th?
Yeah.
2021. And there is no sign of safe. He needed a break this evening himself, and we are obviously advocates for that, so we hope that he's feeling better and that he will be able to join us at the start of season 3.
You just gave away the mystery, T. Right? Will he or will he not?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying hopefully he will. But
I really like cutting to the chase like that, though, right? Don't make me wait till the end of the movie.
No.
Like, just start the closer off with, will he or will he not be here? 2022.
Well, that's what we're saying. We've
Season
recorded
3.
over our last several episodes. Any that you've heard him in were pre-recorded, so it's been.
And we can confirm that he's alive. It's not as if like no one's seen him and no one reported this to the police. Like,
Right.
We do know he is alive.
Well, you did say R.I.P. in the one, which is fantastic.
Every time I do something like that, I go, "Oh my god! If something bad happens, I'm gonna feel so bad."
Right.
But no, obviously we know he's still alive as of like an hour ago. The last text message. And it wasn't a cry for help at all. So he was just feeding the dogs, you know. So he's okay and alive, but just not with us. So I guess that's the ultimate cliffhanger. Will he come back?
To be continued in that regard.
But until then, whether Safe comes back or not, 2022 still arrives.
Oh, yeah. And the Catch the Sky podcast is rolling. Here we are. And I am going to be, as of you listening to this, relocated back to fucking Erie, Pennsylvania to become Tim the Tool Man or Terry the Tool Man.
There it is. So get ready, everybody, for some home improvement podcast episodes.
God damn it.
You sound very excited about this. So,
well, you built this studio, so I mean, you've got
story.
some experience in that regard. I'm gonna have to be laying flooring, and I'm gonna be calling you. We're gonna be talking about so much stuff.
Oh, there's gonna be so many. We're gonna have to start a whole like separate. What do we do? Like series. Right?
Yes.
Within the pod of home improvement. Yeah.
I think there's gonna be, before I lay anything down or do anything like flooring, for example. I'm gonna call you and be like, what did you learn not to do?
I learned not to forget spacers underneath the floor so that once the entire floor is laid and you go to put baseboards, you're like, what is that unevenness? Then you have to dig your little tiny hands underneath the floor that you have to take apart to find the spacer. That was a memorable moment of this studio build.
Did the YouTube video you watch not include spacers?
No, 100% it did. It was just some nights Jack Torso and I were just a little spent and just kept working through it. And things got a little sloppy. And that's how I was on spacer duty, though. So 100% my fault.
God.
Don't ask me about how to wood stain either.
Well, my wood staining experience was absolutely terrible. It started with me trying to like paint wood stain this cart. And then that's when I kind of realized that you don't paint it on. You got to like dab it on.
It's a very sticky substance.
Yeah.
I do love me sticky substances, but wood stain, maybe not one of them.
And then I tried to, long story short, I dropped Cuzzy's guitar. Put a little dinger in it.
Happens.
Got it filled with some wood filler, so it's smoothed over, but I can't get it to match like the side trim. Like, what if you put a hole in that and then filled it with wood? Like, how am I supposed to match it?
Not to scare all the listeners away, but we could do an entire episode on wood filler. We won't, don't worry, but we could after this experience. But T, why are we going to be talking about home improvement in season 3?
I told him because I bought this fucking house in Erie.
Yeah, that's right. The shit shack is what we're fondly calling it, right? You have officially purchased the shit shack.
Yep, the shit shack.
I love it.
I'm hoping to turn it into the Chateau de Shit.
Ooh,
someday.
I like that. That's looking up, right? That's a plan.
God.
So what I understand of the pictures you've shown me is that it needs a few upgrades here and there.
Kitchen, front porch,
We are looking
windows.
We're looking forward to the new decks, so I'm really into deck picks.
The deck picks are going to be...
Can't wait for those deck picks.
They're going to be so unsolicited and blast you out of nowhere because it's going to be like...
More deck picks.
It's going to be like... What's next year? 2022?
Yeah, I know. I'm so confused already, too.
It's going to be like 2023 August. And then all of a sudden you're just going to get a deck pick. And
deck pick. Oh, yeah. Because I already said it's, really the quality of the deck, not the size. I like it in all shapes and sizes. Just show me your decks, people.
I told you,
show
I'm just
me
going
your
to
decks.
extend the deck, but you're not sold on me building a staircase from the second story deck.
I just don't know why the decks have to touch, right? Not that I'm not into decks touching.
Because if you're at the outside deck, don't you just want to be able to walk down?
I do want all the decks. That's true. I want access to all the decks. Yeah, that sounds fair. Sounds like an added amenity. Either way, everyone, show us your deck picks on
I could get a spiral staircase.
Ooh.
And put that on the outside of the deck.
That's fancy.
Down to the other deck. That way I don't have to build like and
so basically it's a shaft between the two decks.
But it would be on the outside.
Okay.
So you know how, so you would walk, if you were on the second story, you would just keep walking forward on the spiral staircase and then down and then
down
it would connect.
To the lower deck.
Oh, yeah. Minimal. You wouldn't have to really interfere too much,
So
just
I'm
slap it on the side.
Rain
basically.
on your parade, though. If I understand correctly, your intention with this smart investment is to renovate this house to eventually, in short order, generally speaking, make it rentable so that you can start to make money off of it.
So this is what I've been mulling over all day.
Okay.
Should I do that or should I flip it?
Well, I think you need to make that decision before you start investing because this is about to turn into a real estate pod or real estate episode. And let's just be honest, what you would put into a house to rent it and make money is very different than the investment you would make to flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to flip it, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it would be worth it, right? I feel like I'd only be breaking even, if that.
Yeah, I'd be worried you'd run into the tail end or miss out on this current boom right now where people are willing to pay 10 times too much for a cardboard box,
Oh, I think that's already chilling.
It's getting there. It might be already in Erie, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing, I could, if I wanted to sell it for other houses on the block comparatively, since I know the block really, really well.
Let's just be transparent. It's how many houses away from the house you just sold to move here and uproot your life briefly?
3 houses down.
3 houses down.
So I bought the house 3 houses down from the one I just sold in September that you heard about on this.
Which, is really
Erie's
just
small, but it's not that small. This is just out of control. What's stupid is the house that I sold in September was my first home.
Okay.
And that was literally right around the corner from the apartment that I lived in for 6 years. That was my first apartment. So I got this apartment, lived in it for 6 years,
right,
and then moved about 0.2 miles. And now I've moved 3 houses down.
I mean,
so since 2014, I've lived in 4 different places, and 3 of them are within a quarter mile of each other.
But let's be honest, you also tried moving out to Arizona, which is hence the reason we're sitting here. And that kicked you in the balls and in the throat and then punched you in the face. And so maybe, right?
Can we say slap me in the ribs just because?
Also slapped you in the ribs. 100% slapped you in the ribs, right? And shot lasers in your eyes all at the same fucking time, right? Yeah. A lot happened here in 2021. I will tell you, you're looking pretty spry and resilient for all that's happened to you and for the fact that you're onward and upward to this house that's 3 houses down from your last house.
Well, I'm just pissed because I want to fucking get this tattoo drilled out of me and it didn't work.
I hear that. Again, this just tack this on to 2021, right? I think this is what happened. 2020 was like the year of like COVID and everyone was like, it's got to get better in 2021 and just fucking cursed us, right? So you did 2021 right. You were like, you know what? No, 2021 is going to fucking be terrible. And so you did. You lumped it all into one fucking year, right? You nailed it. You completely fucking nailed it. And now we're going to ride into 2022 and go, okay, let's just fucking...
If you're going to fail hard.
100%. And you did. You did a really good job of it. Like, so good.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm still going to be all right personally.
Yes,
and I'm going to be ahead. But
absolutely.
Yeah, there's some things out here that just did not work.
Man.
I guess we'll let the listeners know at some point. But maybe by the time they're hearing this, I'll have taken a second crack at this tattoo removal before leaving.
Maybe I'll have taken a crack at that tattoo removal. I started reading about online home remedies for it.
You're reading about salivation now and you want to do the salt yourself.
I read about all kinds of shit that they said not to do. There's so many things that I shouldn't do to the side of your body. But I was like, but I think I might be able to do it.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I was like, I mean, this has got to work, right? There was a few things that I thought I should try. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to burn it off, right? Sandpaper was one. And I was like, team, bite on this. I just bought some 100 grit sandpaper. It's not terrible.
That's what I'm saying. If
80 would be worse.
If we go somewhere else and I'm not able to be numbed up, definitely we are going to need something for me to bite on. Yeah. And the thing that annoyed me about what we were doing this time is like, did you see how I was like kind of like laying at like a 45-degree angle, kind of like
absolutely.
The whole time?
I have pictures of it.
That was causing me to flex muscles in my back that I didn't want to be flexing. I just wanted to lay still.
Yeah.
So when I've done this in the past, I've been able to lay still, at least on my side.
Okay.
And just kind of be a sad potato.
Yeah.
And maybe like clench my fist really hard or That's why I said we should bring something for me to bite on, because that was my learning experience from last time. If I had something that I could just like chew on really hard.
Yeah. But we also didn't think that was going to be needed because Carmen Electra told us that...
I didn't need it this time. I didn't need it.
Yeah, because they were shooting you up with lidocaine, which was cool. But I was like, if you're shot up with a bunch of lidocaine, then why is she not digging the shit out of that tattoo to scrape that motherfucker off, right?
Could you tell she was going light?
No. Like,
Okay.
what I could see getting it from my angle with whatever her little needle gun thing is.
Looks like a tattoo gun. Right?
Yeah, the 100% looked like you were just getting a tattoo. She was scraping it, right? But because you had lidocaine in you and you were completely numbed up, I couldn't tell how hard she was going. And this whole process was way new to me because...
So what makes me...
What the fuck?
Yeah. So now I think about how I had the first 2 sessions done and how effective they were.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how hard did that woman go? Did she go super hard? And if I go somewhere else to try and repeat this over what Carmen Electra just did,
Yeah.
will it be somewhere in between? Will it be somewhat tolerable?
I want to know why we can't just do this at home at this point.
Because you need something that's going to penetrate and get to bond to the ink.
Can I not buy that on Amazon? I mean, like, if you're not going to get lidocaine.
You're going to get a needle gun?
Yeah, 100%. Right?
That's the part that I don't know if I trust, because you're going to just like stick it into the side of me and get stuck.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's where we're the problem.
I was like, can we just cut this thing off then? Because that seems like what like needs to just be done.
Basically, yeah. That's kind of what this whole process is. That's what I was hoping for. We were supposed to be eating jerky right now. Terry jerky.
Right.
And we didn't get it.
I know. I am actually super disappointed in that because I was super intrigued by the fact that your skin was going to completely scab over and then peel off in one huge
It didn't even scab at all.
I know.
So
I know.
Disappointing.
So basically, Carmen Electra, not the small business of the week.
Not the small business of the week.
No. And for her sake, we're not saying her real name, but just saying, we could, bitch. We could.
Yeah, we'll leave you out of this one, Carmen.
But yeah, this says PSA, at-home tattoo removal is dangerous. I was like, ooh, I like danger. Let's just do this. It's 2021 still, T. We got to put all of the shit show in the same year.
I'd rather at least pay somebody that's done it a couple times before a modest amount of money.
Lemon juice? Have you tried lemon juice? I kind of feel like if lemon juice worked, then tattoo removal wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, that's fair.
To be fair, the creams that they talk about, they say that they don't penetrate deep enough into the skin.
That's what she said.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what Carmen Electra did do, though, got this brought up a little bit. That's why it does appear darker, which is wonderful. So, it is closer to the top.
Okay.
So, if I did get some of these ointments or creams or whatever, would it penetrate far enough now to scoop it?
Maybe.
And is that worth an investment or experimenting with? Should I try it?
This says aloe vera and yogurt. I have both of those things in the house right now. If Jack Torso hasn't eaten them yet.
You're going to rub aloe vera and yogurt on me.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it says.
That's not going to work.
Okay. Well,
you think that yogurt is going to suck?
It's what the internet says.
It's terrible. No. It's basically just salabresia. That's what it is.
I mean, it does say that here too.
The concept is the same. Is you're basically either rubbing or scrubbing this off. That's the thing that bothered me, because I could kind of tell something was different, because A, she wasn't using salt when we were doing it.
No, she only put it on at the end.
And B, nothing. She wasn't wiping anything off while it was happening, right? Because I wasn't bleeding.
I mean, there was like a little bit of wipage, but I couldn't tell what she was wiping.
So that's the thing. When I got it done before,
you should have been squirting blood.
Bitch was wiping off ink.
Oh yeah. So I didn't see any of that.
So theoretically, yeah. So okay. I was basically being like skinned, because if she's getting deep enough that it's pushing the ink out and squirting it out, that must mean she was just drilling me and just pumping me full of it.
This sounds real hot, actually.
Because she would literally wipe it off and it would be globs of blood and ink.
Yeah, none of that was happening.
That's what I wanted you to experience.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get to experience any of that.
So do you understand why it was so traumatizing and why I was freaking out so much?
Well, yeah, I do now. So, okay, 2021 isn't over yet. Let's go find somebody who will skin you like a cat.
Well,
ASAP.
I need time.
That's true. So
I need
back
to be able
time.
To schedule the appointment.
Back to time. It's unknown, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know.
So as of this recording on December 7th, which is releasing obviously before year's end.
We don't know.
We have no idea where I'm going to be.
The mystery is on us too right now. I told you I like a good mystery, but this one's got me a little anxious, not going to lie. Yeah. So, worst case scenario, you are packing up and hitting the road in 5 days?
4 days?
4 days? Math isn't my strong suit. Best case scenario, you're not?
Right.
Okay.
If we get 2 more weeks here, I think we could crank out another tattoo removal.
2 more weeks, we could skin you like a cat. I have some really sharp knives.
We're not doing that.
Okay.
So what do you got planned for 2022? The studio is looking great.
So the studio is popping. The studio.
Jack Torso has installed a keyboard that slides out from this table. It looks beautiful.
Can you see Jack Torso's pink ass chair too?
Oh, it's awesome.
It's his pink task chair to match his pink drum set that is also eventually showing up in 2021.
So he's got a pink drum set coming in. Is he going for the MGK thing?
I don't know if he knows who MGK is. No, I'm not sure why the pink drum set, but he's doing it.
Pink is the thing that the guys are doing now.
Apparently the dudes are into pink now.
Check out MGK.
I would also say he doesn't know that because he might not be in 2021 with us to know that that's what dudes are doing in 2021, but he'll get there. He'll get somewhere. It's Jack Torso.
Well, I hope he gets there before it ends because it's, as of this episode, pretty much over.
He might also be ahead of us. You don't even know. You don't know what year Jack Torso's in ever. That's just... so Jack Torso rolls. No, the studio's looking good. Yeah, we're excited to put it to use. It's gonna help us out manage our space in general, and it's the people's space. So the more the merrier. I don't even know what this box is that you decided to roll a blunt on, but like it's working, right?
It's probably a symbol.
It looks like a symbol
something
for sure.
Yeah. That's why I made sure to keep it towards the middle so I don't get anything in the... I don't want to get anything in the box.
I don't even care. It's the people's studio.
I needed something flat.
You know?
It wasn't stained wood because the stained wood may or may not be sticky.
Because the stained wood may or may not be painted. Yeah. Again, some things we learned we were really good at through this studio project.
Feel free to ever ask me because I've done some stuff too.
Oh, I know, T. I think instead I just vented to you after things went differently than expected. How about that? We'll just say different. That's all. Things just went different. Yeah. Through this process, here's what I'm learning. 2021, here's my lesson going into 2022. I have learned that through the process, if you change your expectations to meet the reality of the situation, then everything just works out. So I might go in with expectations, but when those aren't met, you just reevaluate and you change those expectations to align with what's happening.
I guess.
And you're satisfied.
I understand that that's really the way that you should approach life. But I guess
think you should, but okay.
But well, no, because we do that with people too, right? When they disappoint us, we need to reevaluate and set different expectations.
Sometimes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
So this is my question: is how often do we need to go through this reevaluation cycle? Because in your instance, it seemed to be like on an hourly basis, and so when
It so was.
so. Should I be reevaluating everything in my life on an
No. And that was also part of the lesson. So as I go into 2022, it is not that I shouldn't have expectations, because at some point those become important.
Because I can be really impulsive.
Yeah, that was really what I was learning, was that like, no, expectations are important. So I shouldn't approach life in a constant state of flexibility to meet reality, because then it's just bad. And so there's some level of accountability and expectations that should be maintained. But in that moment, that day, covered in wood stain, while standing at Home Depot, having the poor young man named Marcel come up to me to try to sell me a new HVAC system, I really needed to reevaluate and say, you know what, I'm just going to change what I expect out of today, so that I don't berate poor Marcel, because Marcel didn't deserve that. And instead, Marcel helped me find non-toxic, nope, still toxic, odorless mineral spirits to get all this wood stain off of me, because I had spent 2 days just being sticky, and I was ready to not be sticky. And I'm not.
How are your sheets?
Everything is just sticky.
I was gonna say, you're gonna be like pasted to your sheets.
All things are sticky. Yeah. And then obviously, you know, we've got special needs Lucy here, who wants to get in on the action. And I did not notice that she was wandering towards the project. We'll just call it the wood staining project. And one thing leads to another, and she falls over, and then I've got dog hair stuck to everything. And so then that's one of those moments where you're like, you know what? I'm not going to care that I just spent $1,000 on everything to build these tables, because DIY is amazing. And now I have dog hair textured tables. I'm just gonna be like, I meant for that to happen, right? So that's one of those moments where like things could be worse in life, but like sometimes you got to stand your ground and maintain expectations, and it's okay to be disappointed. And then sometimes you just got to lower them. And so that's what I did. And I will say to that, it ain't looking bad. It might be because we're inhaling the fumes right now of wood stain and polyurethane that's making me talk crazy right now.
Well, I smoked a blunt before this.
You also smoked a blunt. I don't know how blunts and polyurethane work together, but I've drank enough wine to mix with that.
Those guitars are melting off of the wall right now, so I'll let you know where I'm at.
I know, right? How many do you see? Are there only 3?
Well, there's technically only 2 guitars.
Oh, true story. True story. Okay, so here's the puzzle. 2 more are coming to the studio.
Ooh.
Where will those go?
Ooh.
I know.
Why does he need 2 more? For what?
Oh, he already owns them. We just don't know where they're going.
Oh, okay.
It's
are any of those new?
Puzzle. I couldn't tell you.
Or did he own all of them?
Oh no, he owned all of those before the studio was built. Yeah.
So okay.
And he's got 2 more that in an undisclosed location, maybe inside the house,
over here,
undisclosed location, that also have to be moved out here apparently. Yeah,
right over here. So you want to know my track record with guitars?
I do.
It's not great.
Okay.
So I dinged up Cuzzies, and then my grandfather had let me use his, like, I think it was a 67 or 69 Gibson Melody Maker.
Okay.
This thing is all cracked out. Like, it needs restored regardless, but it was in original condition, you know what I'm saying? But like the wood and like
needed a little loving. McLovin.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was all cracked, the clear coat and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I was gone in Europe for 3 weeks on this student ambassador trip.
Oh, fun.
Well, it was fun until my cat knocked something off of the dresser and it fell onto the guitar and scratched it.
Don't get me started on cats' teeth. Don't get me started on cats.
gouged
2022, we're going to talk about cats.
It gouged it.
Yep, because that's what cats do.
Well, this was our family cat, and that
Doesn't
one was an
matter.
asshole.
Yep, all
Wayne
cats are assholes.
And Kiki would never do anything like this.
All cats are assholes. It's in them.
Let's write that down. Let's write this down for a future episode.
Oh, 2022, we are fucking covering cats.
Pandemic puppies apparently are acceptable, but cats are hated. This is going to be
multi-part cat episodes.
People, that's something that people have requested from the show. So in 2022, you will get more diverse opinions.
Yep.
We are not
100%.
going to be agreeing on everything. We're going to talk dental.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
We're going to talk cats.
Yup. Yup. So far, you're listing all the things I hate. Mm-hmm.
And that's just to start.
Yeah.
So
Get
we're just
ready,
getting
everybody.
started. So if you care to interact with us and let us know what you have planned for 2022, you may find us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at I'm Dick Francisco, or you can find us on Instagram by searching for The Dick Francisco or the Catch the Sky podcast. You can also search for the Catch the Sky podcast on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment, and I'm sure we'll mention it on the show because nobody ever seems to comment on shit.
Right? Let's change that in 2022.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
This is the People's Show.
This is the People's Show. This is the People's Studio.
We've proven time and time again that we will talk about things that people request.
That's it. You're welcome, Dusty Drake, for that fetish episode. More of that.
Thank you for continuing to listen and keep trying to catch the sky.
Let's go cut your tattoo off.